Hello everyone, I am back again for more stream and TK time. You know how it is, yeah. Alright, so I do apologize for pushing back Amateur to today, but what can you do? I mean, actually, to be fair, like, main went pretty fast last night, but figured this would be a lot easier for me to manage, so we are here now. Gonna be checking out a top 8. So I'm gonna be making one little adjustment. We're actually starting with a winner's quarter set because one of these sets in a loser round one did not seem to get uploaded, and I wanted to make sure everyone got a chance on stream. Ah, that's a bummer. Okay, yeah, that sounds really not fun, and I feel for you. So yeah, we do have one winner's quarter set here before we jump into proper top 8. That's going to be Hinarin versus Daniel the Savage. So, starting out with the Sylve Ditto. This is a very contentious matchup. I feel like most Sylves really hate the Ditto. I think it's kind of fun, but I get how people don't like it. It's really weird. Hey Kazu, what's up? We are gamering. From the past though, gaming from the past. So yeah, I'll definitely have some stuff to point out about Sylve Dittos, probably more than some of the other matchups we're going to see today, but I'm going to do my best to actually give like constructive criticism here, because it's Sandwich Bracket, that's kind of how it goes. Alright. Personally hated it though. Yeah. Oh no, it is live, it's just that obviously the games are from last night, that's just how Rivals is streamed. But yeah. Alright, so the power pick I actually think is a little bit odd. This is probably my least favorite starter as Sylve, but it's definitely not an awful pick. I mean, if you guys are both vibing with it, that's fair enough. The main thing about this stage, like the pretty much one big advantage you get is the ability to edge cancel. Having more platforms to aid in your recovery is nice. Most other things about the stage though can make you feel a little cramped at times. And yeah, right there I think would have been actually a prime time to edge cancel. Just kind of went right through the corner. It's hard to say whether or not that's worth learning at an amateur bracket level, but if you feel like you're having a tough time recovering, yeah, on that. Everyone needs to know that. Especially right here, like, before you're getting, like, when you're just starting out, it's really important to use that DI, because most Sylves are going to go for, the hard read right there with Upstrong. Since most people just kind of hold in. When they hold out, you can go for other B-stash, you can go for another B-stash or sometimes an F-strong to follow up. But we're not really seeing a need for that option right now. Yeah, side B F-strong is like, it's the classic Sylve kill confirm. But there are a ton of other options, but that's the go-to for a lot of Sylves. I feel like a bit of a waste of a hat. I'm also noticing I really like keeping a flower on the main stage. You're really going for the Upstrongs right now, damn. When they're in a position like that, honestly, you're gonna get a lot more from trying to either swap them with fair like that, or using upper to start a juggle. You really want to abuse the time your opponents have bet view yourself, because this juggle game is one of the best in the game, and we're seeing Hen go for that right now. They're starting to go for some of the up airs and some of the neutral Bs. Okay, the patience there is nice to see. You could definitely be getting a bit more proactive with your edge guards. Honestly, even something as simple as like standing at the corner and throwing out a seed with F-tilt is really nice to do with Sylve. There's basically no commitment. Throws out a really active hitbox. And if they get hit, they get trapped. You have a lot more time to react to how you want to follow up or deal with the fact that they're second seed. And, oh, Chomp getting that trade there. Okay, interesting. That's not really how I expected that to end, but sure. Yeah, again, I feel like one thing I'm noticing from Hen is, like, they're going to platforms a lot. But at least on recovering, they're going to the edge, but they're never canceling up B. Even if you're not in position to edge cancel, you can use the you can cancel it before you burrow to get back to the ground faster and like basically create like an unreactable mix-up. Sylve has a lot of those when he recovers, and that's something that people at first don't always give him credit for is that you have a ton of options, right? You don't just have to like burrow every single time. So the faster you can learn that, the better. Game 2, Dan decided to switch over to the Stutterburn. As long as you're comfortable on both these characters, reasonable switch. This is a very uncomfortable matchup for Sov, but if you're way more comfortable on Sov, I feel like, especially in amateur bracket, you should probably be sticking to just Sov. But it can go either way, honestly. Alright, you see the Nair start coming in. You got the switch? Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes, I suppose. Not sure if that was good DI right there, but you didn't get hit by the up strong, so that's good, I guess. Not right there, though. Yeah. Right, the thing we've seen from Hen in the past is, like, they use a lot of V-Subs up strong. It's kind of their go-to for, getting kills. So, I'm really trying to think, like, you can DI every time on their V-Stashes. When I said earlier about, like, using extra V-Stash or an F-Strong to follow up and DI out, not expecting that right there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, the best bet right now is probably, like, you can, just work on yourself for a bit. And once you start feeling like you're more comfortably in, like, if you want to have a secondary, once you get to, like, high inter range, I think that's fair. But right at this particular second, it's going to be a lot easier to, like, learn your fundamentals on this one character. No parry. Definitely want to work on those timings when you can, but, yeah. At least you're going for it. There's something else I'm noticing here as well, though I'm not entirely sure the exact way that Zedder likes to play on this stage. I feel like you're doing a lot of, like, full hop double jump, whereas Zedder actually has really low airspeed. Ooh. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting down strong right there. Quick tip for down strong, if you don't really know, like, which side you're gonna get hit on and you're, like, freaking out, just hold up, and that'll give you decent DI on both sides. But yeah, I feel like you're doing a lot of, Daniel, I feel like you're doing a lot of full hops here. And not really getting the chance to abuse Zedder's high, or at least decent ground speed. The thing about this matchup is that, as Zedder, once you get in on Sov, you really shouldn't be getting out, and I feel like your punish game on Zedder is still pretty, weak, to be honest. Here, if I got anything in particular. Trying to play it patient right now. I guess that's probably reasonable. You're definitely doing these parries really early. You can, like, parry them back on reaction. Honestly, if you think you're gonna parry like that, you can try to use it as an opportunity to move around them, I guess. That doesn't help. One thing I will say for a Hen is I'm seeing a lot of, like, just sort of house and neutral right now. Oh damn. Nice. But yeah, I feel like there are a lot of times, yeah, like, they're just staying grounded and you're kind of trading on your house, which isn't particularly great. Try to focus on using it to cover, you can either cover their landings, I'd say mostly covering landings or tech chase situations are when you want to use How. But using it in neutral like this leaves you pretty opening and getting punished, and it also just kind of burns grass for no reason. Which, like, it's not super hard to get grass back up, but obviously, like, you want to make the best use of it that you can. That might have been a misinput there on the back air. It's kind of an odd option. Oh! And once again, I think that was, like, maybe no DI on that, down strong. I'm dying pretty early to it thanks to the small blast zone of the Air Armada. Yeah, I think PT's about to bring up is a good point. Movement's really important. As Sylvanas, because I'm assuming you mostly want to be playing Sylvanas. What's everyone saying? For Sylvanas, right? You have some of the highest ground speed in the game, but it's actually good for both of your characters. You have really high ground speed, but really low air speed. So go into practice mode. Yeah, Tower of Heaven is a great one. You actually want to specifically practice sometimes on gates, because gates has different platform heights that you can't really, and the same thing for Blazing Hideout as well. There's these stages have awkward platform heights that you can't just assume are going to work the same. I actually think Merchant Port's a decent one too, especially if you decide to try implementing edge cancels, which for both of your characters are excellent for recovery. These are all valid options. But yeah, try to learn how to utilize like Wave Dash Detail for Sylv, or like Wave Dash Jab is like a nice get in burst option. You can use Waveland. I like to use Waveland up tilt to kind of create a wall that my opponents have like a hard time passing. In general, though, abuse that ground speed, because that's something that a lot of newer Sylvs don't actually know that he has, and then just end up not really taking advantage of. Definitely a strong option that you shouldn't forget. Let's do the other side of Losers 7th right now. Why not? So, we're gonna be having... I cannot spell. Fun facts. We're gonna be having Dominator and Ember Revenge up next. That should be, Revenge. I can spell, I swear. Shovel Knight versus Absa, I believe. This is not a fun matchup for Shovel Knight, all things considered. Not a great time. But we're gonna see how things go here. Just find it real quick. So the main thing with this matchup is that Shovel Knight likes to jump a lot, and Absa is really good at recognizing that and abusing jump habits. Am I stupid? Did I forget to download this one? 1 second. I might have forgotten to download it. Oops. But yeah, that's the main thing here, right? Is that you have Cloud, you have kind of, not really up tilt, but kind of up tilt. You have your up tilt and you have your up air as Absa. And all of these options are ones that can discourage Shovel Knight from jumping, which is not something that Shovel Knight wants to be discouraged from, because a lot of his best moves are going to be his aerials. Most importantly, probably back air is one of his main tools for outspacing opponents, but also nair for combos, sometimes up air. And it's also relatively easy to shut down approaches with side B, which is one of the more, I think, frustrating elements of this matchup. And of course, and Absa also just does a good job shutting down his recovery. There's a lot of places where Shovel Knight can feel very restricted here. If you're able to use clouds effectively, that's kind of the main thing. I guess it's sort of like penguin color. I'll go with it. Why not? Okay. Wait, no, I'm dumb. There we go. I'm using Twitch Absa. Never mind, I'm stupid. There we go. Game 1. I hope. Yeah, we're good here. Alright. So I'm trying to go for some ground combos right out the gate. But again, Shovel Knight, if you're ever getting comboed by him on the ground, you can pretty much always just DI down and away, and you're probably going to escape him. There aren't very many options he has. Actually, down and away and attack, more specifically. But yeah, if you do that, it's going to be really hard for him to chase you down. Ooh, SD. Unfortunate. I'm assuming the side B was supposed to be an up B. Alright, nice kick. I was actually going to say that felt like a weird cloud placement, but he did manage to make it work somehow, so... And down air, up air, okay. If don't attack there, that would have been too early from the up air, but missed tack. so Llama's dying for it. I kind of get the impression that, okay, well, we're seeing a cloud pop there. But yeah, I was gonna say, I'm kind of getting the impression that we're seeing a lot of these clouds used for, well, that's some really nice movement. Damn. Alright. I feel like Ember really wants to kick the clouds, when that's not necessarily what you need to do with them. If you can force Shovel Knight into the air, or actually no, it's kind of the opposite of what I was gonna say, never mind. If you basically use them to control airspace, you can prevent Shovel Knight from jumping. And at that point, you've limited him to some very easy to beat out approach options. If he starts going for a side B, you can just use F-tilt, and it's going to be really difficult for him to get past that. If he jumps at all, it's usually an opportunity where you can just kind of pop Cloud. Alright, getting parry down strong. In general, I'd say that's probably the biggest area that I'm seeing as like lacking from Ember so far, is that Cloud use is very minimal, and a lot of it's not particularly strong yet. Ember has really good fundamentals and really good movement, but not particularly great zoning. And in a matchup like this, where you kind of just want to play lame, otherwise you're going to get whacked by F-strong and like silly edge guards, it becomes surprisingly difficult for him to really get anything going. Wow, it's getting donked at 100, and that's gonna Galaxy and kill. Fairly convincing game 1 from Dominator. I could have made a pun there, but I think I'm all punned out after all the garbage ones I had last night. Okay. Right there, just kind of holding in on jab, letting Shovel Knight get all the ground moves he wants on you. Okay, I like to attempt to follow up with up air. I'm not going high enough for the... I think that up air might have been just inputted a little bit late. You have to remember that if you don't use up air right as you jump, you're not going to be getting the same height boost. You have to do it like virtually at the same time. I almost treat it as like I'm trying to do the input on the same frame, but like I guess like a slight stagger, but about the same time. Alright. And I like the use of back air right here. I think that's really good. Not the best punish, but okay. Yeah, I like the use of back air. One thing I will say from Momo is that we're not really seeing... Gonna buy something? Here we go. I think I mentioned this to you before, but definitely try to learn the shot macros so you can shot faster. It's on the right stick, so if you do up you get gear, left you get horn, down you get dynamo, and right you get momentum. That makes shopping a lot faster, and kind of reduces the chance of misinputs. Sort of jabbing, okay. Oh, yeah, I like that. Trying to use the block to cover some space there. Abs is really awkward to edgeguard, and generally I think pretty risky to edgeguard, just because of how much mobility she has, so I'd say that was a pretty strong option. And Ember, in general, I'd say is just having a hard time getting things started here. I would question the stage pick a little bit. Abs isn't really bad anywhere, so this isn't like an awful pick. The one thing though is that this is particularly a good stage for Shovel Knight. Most Shovel Knights have said it is their favorite, myself included. So I'd be pretty cautious about it. In this particular matchup, like, I, as Absa, would want kind of bigger stages, where I have more space to sort of run away, and like, force Shovel Knight to close ground. One of the things that's really nice about this stage is that you don't have a lot of ground to cover, which is difficult for Shovel Knight to do, especially Vanilla Knight. One thing I will point out for Dominator, now that I'm thinking about it, and this will probably be something I critique a bit more later on. This has kind of been mostly going in Doma's favor so far, is the lack of use of fishing and just generally inefficient, being very inefficient at getting gems. Oh, after F-Strong as Shovel Knight, you always, not always, but you usually want to go for a side B. You can combo into it. And it's a really nice way to sort of set up an edge guard, potentially snipe a kill, or just rack up extra damage. Oh, that up air could have gotten you killed. And misinput right there, it looked like. I feel like he might have tried to like buffer double jump up air and just missed the double jump, which is really unfortunate, but yeah. Ended up working out very well. Okay. I feel like Dom is having kind of a hard time figuring out exactly how he wants to hit Ember right now. Ooh. Okay, not expecting the F-Strong and just kind of not DIing it, as far as I can tell. Fairly convincing set right there from Dominator. So like I said, Ember, in general, I'd say try to work on cloud usage a little bit, try to figure out what you can get out of different cloud positions. I didn't see too many edgeguard situations, but cloud at ledge versus Shovel Knight is really strong, because a lot of his recovery options do at some point try to take him to the corner, and if you can cover that space, it's going to be really awkward for him to have to like get around it. I know like when I play this, whenever I start playing this matchup, I have to really rethink the way I recover. It's not a fun time. Okay, I think I know what we're doing next. You're gonna do Mia Sunset versus Nine Name of Jeff. Oh God, he actually... Is that what I have to call him? Am I just calling him that on the overlay here? Yeah, I think I am. Oh, what the hell? 1 second here while I be illiterate. Okay, so I believe we're gonna have Forest Burn versus Zetter Burn right here. Which I'd say is a relatively fun to use oriented matchup. I don't know a ton about this MU. Can't say I play it too often. But yeah. And this is winners semis. I can change that. Oh. I forgot to switch Mia's character, oops. I guess that works? It's sort of kind of close to it, I guess. You can't bring yourself to say it. Yeah, I mean, it's my fault. That's his new name. It's my fault, yeah. I'm also blaming Barnstormer, but it's my fault too. Because I'm illiterate and I can't spell. Apparently can't spell my. Anyway, yeah, we're starting off on tower right here. I think this is a pretty good stage for this MU. With characters getting a lot from their platform movement. As far as I know, this goes for both Force and Zetter. They don't have particularly good air mobility, but they have good platform movement. And yeah, this is Sweden Pog. Yeah, they have good platform movement, especially with like plat boosts and just good moves to be wavelanded. Right, like Force can do stuff with Waveland down tilt, Waveland jab. Zetter has Waveland up strong. And I guess up tilt as well. All really strong options for both characters. And okay, Jeff had a lot of smoke up there. I feel like it would have been really good to like go up high and try to, because it seemed like Mia really wanted to cover the ground right there. As for Mia, I know, but I still have to like just trying to critique. Okay, I get it. What I will say is that Fireball probably could have, my brain hurts. Sorry. Fireball can kind of just clear smoke without you having to commit to it very much. Most characters have an option like that, and for Zetter, it's going to be your Fireball, I'd say. You're going to sort of toss that in, and ooh, nice dunk right there. Unfortunate missed text. Yeah, I feel like Jeff's having a hard time teching right now. That looked like Take stock losses, took a few mistacks. Catching with the bear, that was nice. I probably would have tried to get my smoke up a bit higher right there. Right, wave dashing that smoke around is nice, but I usually try to like flat boost, because that gets you across stage a bit faster and gives you more space with the smoke. And I feel like it also gives you a bigger variety of space. where smoke is active that you can utilize it. Because if you put smoke, for most characters, if you're putting it at like different heights, it's going to be harder to clear. There are going to be some exceptions, like Sov, I'd say is an exception, Krag probably is. But for Zetter, because he's most likely going to be using fireballs as main way to clear smoke, putting them at different heights is really nice. It forces him to wait and throw multiple fireballs, or go into the smoke himself and make an actual commitment to clearing it. Either way though, Mia getting the forward aerial right there, just whacking him away. And yeah, not too much else I think I can say about that game. Jumping into Brazen Fortress. I think this is a good pick from Jeff's end. Not a particularly great setter stage. Oh, you almost got the LBO right there. So close. I feel like if you had forgone that second fair, that could have been a stock, but it's like you're going for those and like being willing to just kind of go off stage and shred them as early as you can. Because you can get an early lead like that, you can really shake up the opponent and force them to have to think on the play on the back foot a little bit, which is never fun to do. And ooh, Jeff couldn't really position right there. It's always awkward recovering the look at this for his, in all fairness, but yeah. Back on stage, I'm wondering if that would have been a good time to play smoke and try to use as an opportunity to set up in the corner a little bit. Oh, getting the upstrong. Very nice. Yeah, so again, like right there, I probably would have thrown the fireball before chasing after him, just to get rid of some of that ground smoke. Because now you just let him back on stage for free by doing that. Like, clearing smoke won't always be your first priority, but it's a decent thing to kind of keep an eye on. Ooh. Appreciate the attempt. Misinputted or improperly tech chased. Alright. One thing I do want to ask... Ooh, that looked like a misinput. Unfortunate. One thing I do want to ask is, how much have you worked on your kill confirms as Zetter? Because I feel like I've seen... You did go for the LBO, which is pretty nice. But, I feel like I'm not seeing too many, like... I feel like a lot of your kills are coming from, like, well-spaced pairs. And not so much from keeping them in a good... You're working on it. Yeah, just making sure. I kind of assumed that was the case, but gotta ask. Ooh, right there. I feel like... I'm wondering if he could have, hit Jeff while smoke was being placed. Like, right now, smoke isn't really in any great spots. I guess that one on the platform is, like, not a terrible position for it to be in, but it's not an amazing one either. Especially because it's just one cloud. Jeff's also having a really hard time getting anything off of some of these inhales. He's doing, like, a decent job inhaling smoke and keeping at least one stack, but I think we have yet to see him at 3 stacks. So, no big brain use of Combust or Super Clone going on right here. We got some Ferris. I think that was some really hard DI in right there. I don't know, it's really scary for Zetter. Because the risk of getting a sweet spot is never fun. But I think some, like, better drifts could have gotten you out a little bit earlier. Okay. You probably could attack that cape right there. You didn't necessarily need to. But generally taking those tech opportunities, because you still did have some resources left. So if you had the tech opportunity, might have been able to get on stage a little bit faster, a little bit safer. And yeah, strong. That's a kill move. We got some neutral going on right here. Big brain neutral. I like it. Honestly, I kind of like it though, because like, now that Mia's in the lead, she doesn't really have to do that much. Oh, it was lag? Okay. Let's just pretend it was big brain neutral, because that's funnier. Honestly, yeah, now she's in the lead. Like, in theory, she doesn't really have to do anything. She can just kind of force, Jeff to approach. It was initially neutral. Yeah, I guess that's true. One thing I will say, I think there was a parry punish that you kind of didn't do much with. Definitely picking up off of either Shine or like Shine Up Strong or Dare Up Strong / Dare Aerial are all really strong options. I'd say at low percent especially, like Dare. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say that Dare is a really good parry punish for Zetter, but oh. Yeah, being in the corner and fourth for recovery being actual hot garbage. Unfortunate. Alright, what else can I really say about that matchup? I feel like whenever Jeff had smoke up, there wasn't really particularly great use of it. So that's something I would try to work on, is thinking more about what to do with your inhales, and I guess taking more advantage of being able to teleport through smoke, because you can definitely mix people up and abuse them. It is day 3 for us as far as, well, like maybe day 4, but yeah, it is a pretty new for us. Just something I think is worth pointing out. Why does my brain keep doing this? I just keep like shutting off randomly when I'm trying to switch to overlay. Alright, Hen Arten versus Info. So apparently Hen had to play like 3 Zetter burns today, which is kind of oof. Kind of oof. I don't know what is Info default Zetter? Maybe. Let's find out. Where is this set? There it is. Game. That's game 1. Alright, we're gonna jump into it. So, yeah, I talked a little bit about fours. Oh. Okay, neutral. Yeah, you're much better than Let's say that's good to hear. Okay, so yeah, I talked about this matchup earlier. I'll try to go more directly in depth right now. Because there were other things I was commenting on during Hen's first set. So maybe talk a bit more specifically about things about this matchup. Because it's actually a relatively common matchup in CK as far as I know. Oh, that's unfortunate. Got a little greedy there. Okay. So basically, as Zetter, what you really need to abuse is the fact that you have excellent frame data, and that Sylve has probably the worst frame data in the game. Not a particularly great combination as far as Sylve is concerned. So once you get in, you really want to do your best to just stay glued to the character, and you know, abuse the fact that every one of Sylve's buttons is going to be slower than like half of your buttons. To be precise, Sylve's fastest move is Jab at frame 6. Also, again, DI out on B-Stash, up strong. I'm sure you know at this point, but always needs to be said, because that's a kill confirm people fall for all the time. But yeah, so Sylve's fastest button is Jab at frame 6. And I think Zetter has like a frame 4 Jab? Down strong probably will trade, yeah. Downstrong might actually flat out, like if you're in front of him, Downstrong might flat out beat Sylve Jab. Because that is, at least offhand, that's his fastest button. I don't think there's a better one. Now, Info, I definitely want to critique this stage pick a little bit right here. Of the behind hitbox, I thought it was frame 7 for some reason. Okay. Yeah, even better. Damn. Oof. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of, like, what I'm seeing right now is both sides are throwing, actually, you know what? I can comment on this. So we see Hen kind of burrowing into the stage from above a lot, right? And Info's trying to cover that before they re-emerge. But that kind of just gives Hen a free chance to bite and take advantage of the fact that bite's fairly hard to hit. Like, right, if you're there, you're gonna get hit by bite. Once again, DIN. Unfortunate. But yeah, If you're info in the situation, honestly, just let Hen burrow and, like, probably throw a fireball and get a guaranteed fireball. But, especially if you were, like, to wait a little bit next to it, you should be fast enough to be able to punish, Bite or going behind you, which they have to decide fairly early on. And if they go all the way away, they're back in the corner, so it wouldn't be that hard to pressure still. Just barely avoiding the up-strong right there. Now, as far as dealing with jab jump special, for those of you who don't know, the counterplay is to DI down and out, don't attack and then parry. If that sounds really awkward, that's because it is. So you have to delay the parry, otherwise you get attack. But it's a thing you can do. And you get extended parry stun, so you can do a lot of things off of that. Like I said, as Zetter, your main parry punish options are going to be Shine into Imagination and Down Air into Imagination. More specifically in up strong, but there are other things you could do as well. And are you just like instinctively going for a lot of like side up strong stuff? There we go, actually getting a parry on the bite. That's good. We're starting to recognize some of these situations. What a great punish, but an awful punish. Okay, that was a sort of awkward time to go. I love landing up air, but that was not the time to do it. I won't really talk about landing up air here because it's like a pretty me-specific tech. I'm pretty sure. I don't see many other souls to it, and it's kind of awkward. But yeah. I do like this pick more from info. This is a good... Well, it's a good, like, counter pick for a setter. It's a good still stage, but some stills will have a hard time with recovering. Like myself, I hate air and mono with a burning passion. But I can respect the option. One thing still can take advantage of that you do have to look out for is up strong sharks, the top flats. So if you do something stupid on the top flat and Sylve's on ground level, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I think if you're in that situation, you kind of just have to like stall. We try to slide in the corner because remember that up strong is, I want to say, has 5 hitboxes, but I think only 3 of them are actually like different. Right, it's like a base hit, tipper hit, and like a middle hit. And the base hit doesn't really do that much knockback. In the specific set, maybe, just because, like, Info isn't really getting the most use out of up strong, whereas Hen is. In general, though, because a lot of the setter is mostly going to be getting kills from, like, up strong, up air, and fair, I'd say. And 2 of those moves kill off the top pretty early. Right, if you get, like, fire up strong on top flat, that'll galaxy at, like, 50 or 60. So in general, this is a pretty good setter stage, and it's one that I'd say is worth learning on for every setter. Weird. Ah, almost at the How timing right there. It's... Oh. Yeah, Info's jumping a lot. So yeah, Info's jumping a lot when they recover, which is what Hen is able to exploit right there by just going for the up strong, because it worked basically every time. One mix-up Info that you could probably incorporate into your play that'd be pretty strong is, Come on, brain, please. I'm begging you. Oh, wall jump fireball. If you keep your double jump, you can like wall jump fireball. And this, yeah, if you don't use this is also a good thing you can try to work on. It's a nice way to mix up your recovery without having to go like too much higher. So I'm definitely trying to think about that. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just crazy. We're good here. But yeah, that basically covers everything I wanted to cover there, I think. Alright. So we're gonna have Jeff coming back for this first losers quarter set. I'm gonna be facing off against Calder Arrow. Once I can find Rano. Sick. We did the thing. Pools. We do round robin pools into a bracket phase. And if Hen, were you in pool F or E? I forget which pool it was. I think both those pools were completely borked, but if you're in one of those pools, yeah. For context, you're in A, yeah. We had a couple new players yesterday that didn't have any challenge histories. And one of them actually signed up, Peachy, signed up, like, very last minute. And, both of them were really good, and should have been in main bracket, but there was no info on them on challenge that we could find. It's totally possible I missed it on one of them, but for the most part, they were empty. So as far as we were concerned, this was, like, very feasibly their first ever tournament. It was not. One of them, Night Slash, is apparently fairly well known in Arizona. Peachy won Inter, and they signed up, like, I think, like, 15 minutes before it started, and I checked, like, an hour before it started, so we missed them. It was really unfortunate. So we had some really, really messed up pools, just due to lack of info. But, you know, what am I looking for? Play Star Fox Adventures versus, how am I so bad at this? Oh, right, that's why. This is like the first set in time zone, because I guess Calder is the only West Coaster and he submitted it or something, I don't know. Okay, Force Burn versus Rano. So, Rano, having one of the best projectiles in the game, has a really good way to clear smoke horizontally and diagonally, not so much vertically, but in those first two directions, it's not very hard to clear smoke for Rano. Both these characters have really good platform movement, so I think the merchant pick makes a lot of sense, if they're both willing and able to use platforms to their advantage. Okay, fair up strong. Fair up strong. And I'm seeing Jeff fish for a lot of air right now. There are two tools that I think have been pretty lacking in Jeff's neutral so far, those being Clone and Jab. Now, using Clone and neutral is something I'm admittedly not very acquainted with, so you'll have to look into other sources for that, I'm very sorry to say. As far as Jab, you basically have a disjointed move that's I think like frame 5, maybe frame 6. That covers a pretty decent amount of space, especially if you don't have a baby dash or a wave dash. Which, at this level, you should just be using wave dash. But yeah, you get a really good amount of distance. So if you need to stay more grounded, that's probably your single best poke. I also feel like Jeff is jumping a lot, which Calder actually spotted right there. Jeff jumped out of the bubble and Calder met him above the bubble with a fair. If that was higher percent, Jeff could have just been dead because force recovery is really bad. And if you ended up off stage, Rano fair sends at a really atrocious angle. So that could have ended pretty poorly. Oh, we're getting some nice combos off right now. Okay, so you send out Clone to force approaches and west. Yeah. Okay, good punish on the air dodge. Wow, that was a really nice option from Calder right there, I gotta say. Using needles to clear the smoke and then just going and punishing the air dodge. That was a really awkward position to be in for Jeff. I feel like he probably could have like stalled and mixed up with Clone at the very least and tried to put yourself in a better position and like definitely better use of air dodge, not air dodging into the needles, but yeah, that was just a really awkward position to be in, all in all. So, good option coverage there from Calder. What exactly do you mean by wave dash jump? Like wave dash jump and then aerial as a follow-up option? So I could kind of see that. I know one thing I got hit with a lot the other day is when I played Retro Duck is Nair or Dare near the ledge. So if you're able to get Calder off stage, right, you could use that top class. You could use the merchant side class to land in Nair, and then I'm pretty sure if they don't DI hard out, you get a Dare. Like even if you do DI and drift out, you still got the Dare, and they're just gonna die to it. Yeah, that makes sense. Nair and Dare, from what I understand, are both really good common pieces for Force. So you need to use Wave Dash as well to work around his lackluster airspeed. And that was not a great roll-in, but at least you were able to react and like just kind of beat out the tongue. I feel like at the end there, Jeff got really confused. Matt! Thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. That was very gamer of you. Alright. So after that game, Jeff's feeling a little not so hot about the force burn. I'm deciding to pick a character that he's a little bit more confident in. It's Arcane. Water characters. I have some potential biases for water characters. But against water characters, rather. But, yeah. No more force burn. Okay, so he's kind of baiting with the putter right there. This heavy might have been a misinput. You're gonna see Jeff is a lot more familiar with Arcane. But he's having a character crisis right now, so going back to the Arcane, seeing if he makes something happen here. Down 2-0. But you never know, this is Rivals. That was a really hard read on Calder's part. After you see that they're, I don't know, sometimes holding it, they'll do something stupid, but for the most part, if you go for a read like that and they don't roll in, you just want to let go and try to escape. Which is actually dead. No more force burn in amateur bracket. Sad. Good dash attack to get in right there. Calder's doing a decent job getting in right here. And the tongue. You went for the nair. The up air would have caught him for sure, but dang. Kind of see what you're going for, but did not work out in the end. Honestly, in that position, I actually think you probably could have gone for Needle Storm. You get in the down strong. Yeah, I think there, since Jeff was caught in the bubble, you could have just Needle Storm to get like a nice 30-something, 20-30% on him. Awkward follow-up. I feel like a Rar Bear in that situation would have been a much better position to put yourself in rather than like down strong Nair. I would have gone for down strong Bear, but okay. And okay, down to left strong. That's pretty far behind her now. Ooh. Oh no! Unfortunate misinput. Routine's above with the ledge here. Going to be trying to exploit Ronda's recovery. That's definitely one of the big things, is that Ronda's recovery is a little bit awkward to get used to. He has a lot of mix-ups, but they're all kind of like 5-head moves. They have to do a decent amount of practice to make work. And a lot of his more known mix-ups are not that hard to exploit because the bubble is very slow. As seen right here, staring the bubble. And Puddle F strong on the up B. Very nice. See, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, I was actually, well, okay, I wasn't gonna say it, but like I said, I didn't think it was particularly relevant, but now it is. Is that if Rano tries to bubble off stage, you can just go harass the bubble, and you've most likely messed up his opportunity to recover. If possible, you definitely want to hit Rano and the bubble, so both are getting disrupted, but even sometimes just hitting one or the other is enough to completely throw off the Rano's rhythm and make a stop. Oh. Oh no. Another SE from Collar, this time very early on though. Alright. See what he goes for right here. Okay, no hit on the back air. That was kind of... I don't know if you necessarily could have gotten anything off the back air, but you did lose an opportunity to pressure by missing those hitfalls. That's one of those things you never really want to miss. Sorry if you can hear sirens in the background. Big city things. Okay, and really awkward jumps right now. That's definitely something to be careful of as Rano, is that your airspeed's really bad. So you don't necessarily want to try meeting opponents in the air with a jump. What you can do is meet opponents in the air with platform movement, particularly wavelands. Oh no, he packed in. Yeah, what I was gonna say was, shoot. Oh yeah, if you can learn like Waveland Nair and Waveland Fair, or Plat Drop Nair and Fair rather. So, yeah, if you can utilize Plat Drop Nair and Fair, it suddenly gives you a lot more options to maneuver around the stage and land your aerial to start combos, or just put them in disadvantage in some other form. Okay, yeah, strong. And that was a whack forward strong, but it worked out pretty nicely. Also a whack side B, but that also worked nicely, so I don't know if I can really comment on it. Okay. Oop. And yeah, strong. Okay. Yeah, that's just what I was saying. Platform movement, really strong. Rano has probably some of the best platform movement in the game, which is really important to compensate. And the same with Setter and Fours as well. Really all the fire characters. Platform movement is really good for making up for their lackluster airspeed and making their aerials more versatile. But with that aside, I'm into a game 5 right here. And I will say, Fire Capital is probably one of Rana's worst stages overall, so this seems like a really strange pick from Calder Game 5. With the stage being as large as it is, it's going to be a lot easier for Kane to sort of run away and try to zone you out than it is for Rano to be able to do basically anything. And the platforms are kind of spread out in kind of awkward positions, so his mobility gets kind of neutered by that. And the high ceiling also is sort of awkward, because most of his, a lot of his vertical kills are going to be coming from up strong on the ground level. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Didn't really react to it. Gotta be looking out for this when you get parries. That's a fair point, yeah. Erase's Arcane is like kind of slightly rusty, but not really seeing much jab right now. He's going for basically just specials. And some strongs, but yeah. Arcane wave dash jab is kind of borked. Oh, misinput. You hate to see it. Okay, College Stones and Needles. Gonna rack up some damage. I took the option, but Color got the delay, saved himself. And yeah, I like that selling right there from Arcane. Yeah, jab down tilt's stupid. As is jab F tilt. Picking up strong, no kill though. Right there would have been a really great time for Calder to do like flat drop nair, flat drop fair. Didn't really get that much off of the punish. So abusing your aerials would have gotten you a bit more. And we're actually seeing the wavelands right there. Like Calder can do it. It's just a matter of actually understanding what to do with them and incorporating it in a way that actually helps your play, rather than just kind of being a little show-offy. One thing I could definitely recommend for Calder is learning some edge cancel mix-ups with down B to get your movement. To improve your movement and your recovery. Those are both important things to have. Getting whacked away with S strong right there. Yeah, I do think Jeff could have done a yeah, I think Jeff probably could have gotten some more off of lead dash, tilt, smooth dash, jab right there. But overall, still working out in his favor. Definitely winning that. Just barely. Getting the reverse 3-0 with the Arcane. Hopefully he can figure out some forest stuff, because I think that's what he wants to do. Just kind of had a slow start with it. Okay. In 1 second here. Actually, I can probably talk about this. So we're gonna have Info versus Dominator next for the other side of Loser's Quarters. Yeah, this is Loser's Quarters. Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. Thought I mislabeled that entire set. I would have just felt bad. Where are these two? Not game 1? I'm guessing it's game 1. Yeah. Okay. So, Forest Floor. Yeah, I mean, sorta, I guess, could have stayed on the 4s with the extra knowledge, but okay. So right there, Info, I feel like that was kind of a pretty lackluster, like, sending him on fire, because once he was on fire, he just kind of ran back and he didn't do much about it. Okay, look at down B right there, sneaking back on stage. For Damo, I wouldn't really recommend trying to use fishing to edgeguard for the most part. If they're near the wall, you're just asking them to be able to attack, which to be fair at this level, people might struggle with attacking. But as you get better, people are gonna know how to attack that. When it comes to Shovel Knight edgeguards, I'd say you really want to go for like Dare and Fair, push them off stage further. And then like side B, there, near stuff like that, and Anchor to finish them off, or push them like really far in the corner. Down B is nice if you think you can potentially snipe them with a projectile, but that's about it. Yeah, strong. I'm pretty far behind right now, but he hasn't started snowballing yet. Now in this matchup, fishing is a lot stronger here. Setter is usually going to have to take a slightly bigger risk to punish you on fishing. So I'd really recommend spending some time learning some fishing spots and learning how to incorporate it. It's definitely a risk, but it's often a risk worth taking. And like, you can play it safe if you need to, and basically like cancel the fishing early, go above them, and like try to reverse edgeguard them. But something that I've generally seen whenever I've seen you play is that that jab was not a great punish. S strong would have been a fairly good punish. Down strong would have been a good punish. And actually short hop fishing and like double fish, so you just like send down, reel back in immediately, is actually a really good parry punish. Like unironically, you get like I think 16% on the chance to combo off of it. So that's something you can try to work on as a parry punish. You have them at the mail now. That's good. Something else I'm not seeing you use very much, now thinking about it, is jump cancel side B. So, in this matchup, you can't really side B too much because as Editor throws a fireball, suddenly you can't side B. Good tack. Very good tack. But yeah. Instead of the fireball, that will just hard beat propeller dagger. So because of that, you kind of need to like... One thing you can do is just sort of do uncharged side B and then like reverse air or rush it. Jump cancel side B is a really nice way to cover distance. You basically slingshot yourself forward. If you ride, you get a back air from like across the stage, which is really nice because back air is pretty much half of Shovel Knight's neutral. And right there, like I said earlier, that's a chance you could have gone for a side B, but I'll try to stop mentioning it now because I mentioned it a couple times. I think you'll get the general gist. And yeah. Imagine taking that game with an F-Strong. Once you got the momentum out, your momentum really increased, both metaphorically and literally. So, not bad. Info is going to be taking us to Abyss for Game 2, and I'm not sure I can really agree with this as Zetter. One of the main things Zetter will have in this matchup is higher mobility, and by going to Abyss, even if it's not a great Shovel Knight stage either, you're losing the platforms that you can abuse to maneuver around Shovel Knight. And F-tilt parry punish, yeah, I feel like it's like a panic option. Oh no, you saved. Tragic. And misspaced that time too. Yeah, like if you're gonna try to challenge that, you can actually just straight up challenge it with air, honestly. You have to remember that the move has a very tiny bit of disjoint that kind of helps it like trade with a lot of things. Dare just has a lot of disjoint though, so you can generally outrange Uppy with Dare, and that's normally how I like to start edge guards versus Zetter. I'll try to approach them with either Nair or Dare, and like outspace them while they're figuring out how to get their bearings, and then pressure from there. Oh, just getting F-Strong right there, that actually feels fairly early. And again, for info, as far as parry punishes go, down air and shine should be your go-to combo starters, basically 90%. They're going to be a lot more reliable and get you a lot more reward for basically anything else you can go for, like a random smash attack. Lots of dash attack right now. And Dash Strong was kind of good right there because he was already on fire, so you can just kill him. Anything like on Abyss, what other options do you have to approaches that are like, again, like I said, I personally wouldn't take a Shovel Knight to Abyss. I probably would have taken him to like Chopple Pond, maybe Tower, something like that. Okay, Tom, I'm getting a little bit greedy right there. I definitely think upping so early like that wasn't the best option. I would comment more on recovery in general, but I don't fully understand Zetter recovery mix-ups. They unfortunately go a bit over my head sometimes, so I don't want to give like bad info, but I definitely recommend searching on an academy for some info on Zetter recovery. I see Dominator getting a little bit greedy right here. Trying to go for the strong attack punishes, but he's doing it a little bit too late. We're just in a space with him. Oh, that have info is the one that got greedy, trying to like trade with the F-Strongs, but dying for it. Yeah, like if you see honestly, because you saw him charging like that, what I think would have been an okay option, not a great one, but like if you're already committed to it, is just hold the F-Strong and hopefully you outspace Shovel Knight or like sat outside of F-Strong range, and then like reverse F-Strong him when he's forced to let go. That's still not an excellent punish. Like, trying to hit him with Shine or something probably would be better. Or even like a wave dash to Ab or F-tilt, but still, it would have been better than, you know, going right into F-Strong and dying. I don't necessarily mind, like when you're going for these F-tilts, I don't actually necessarily mind that you're going for single F-tilt. The problem is that you're never really pressuring afterwards to get any reward off of it. You did that time, to be fair. But yeah. Generally what you want to take advantage of in that situation is the fact that the opponent is still, like, trying to get back in neutral there. And they quickly have to figure out some way to get away from you. Okay, once again, F-Strong in neutral. I will again point out the general lack of side B, and how again, you don't use it against fireballs, but if Info's not going to be fireballing and going for other options, you can use that to just straight out beat basically anything else that is going to throw at you that isn't fireball. Heckin', not a great option there. You generally just want to put space in between yourself and Shovel. I'm trying to think, is this a good gear stage? I don't think the stage is particularly excellent for gear, other than the fact that it's large. Which is kind of okay for gear. I feel like Ghost Gloves probably would get you a lot more reward, or even Warhorn. New parry on the initial gear, though. That's true, yeah. It's definitely possible Info's still sort of adapting to seeing gear, but trying to parry gear is generally, it's not always what you want to do, but if Dominator's not like approaching with it properly, then yeah, you can just parry it and try to turn it against them. Ooh, no. Good attack. Also good attack. Ooh. I like that. I like using gear to try to like harass right there. I think there honestly would have been better. But, ooh, okay. That was mildly funny. I like it. I was really hoping like Info would land on gear somehow. Oh no. Yeah. You can jump out of that. So if you're gonna go for something slow like that, jump is generally your way to escape. But parry down strong. That's your best kill move out of a parry in most situations, so good stuff for taking advantage of that and getting the 3-0 in Info. So yeah, like I said, Info, if you can learn some recovery mix-ups, because even though Dominator made a lot of mistakes, I feel like you still made it fairly easy for him to like assume what you were going for and like almost get a lot of these options. And yeah. Korostama, you kind of know. You should know the deal at this point. And since we'll be seeing more of you in the future, I can comment a lot more on what you can be doing in this other sets. This looks like what we're watching next. Yeah. So we're gonna have Henarten versus Mia Sunset up next. So more Silver Setter. It never ends, does it? Valentine's. Is that pink? I don't know. Okay. Sylvanas. And this is winners finals. Your baddest matchup. Well, then you gotta learn it because we have a lot of Sylphs here. Oh, Info, did you just get back? Oh. That's so sad. I'll give you the rundown. You can go back, definitely go back and watch it, but I'll give you the rundown for right now. Your recovery seemed very linear. Your techs are good. Your techs on recovery are really nice. But if you can, I definitely recommend learning and looking into some recovery mix-ups, because a lot of the times that you lived were just because Dominator made a silly mistake. Like, releasing too late or going too far back and letting you drift. In general, your recoveries most ended up being, and that made it pretty easy to punish. I feel like you can use platforms better and trying to move around Shovel Knight better. Picking Abyss as a counter pick is kind of whack, because you lose platforms, which are really strong for Sitter once you know how to incorporate them. So even though it's not a good Shovel Knight stage, I don't really approve of that pick. Even though Dominator didn't do it, remember in the future that Fireball shut down side B, so if you were to fight a side B spamming Shovel Knight, that's a really good way to just kind of win that matchup. And what else? I'd say those are some of the big things that I noticed. Oh, that really sucks. Yeah, you got really bad stages then. Oof. Then you got super unlucky because Fire Capital and Endless Abyss are both pretty awful Zetter stages if you ask me. So that's unfortunate. You can watch more Zetterburn now though and learn from Mia's like week 1 Zetterburn and see what she's doing, and that's kind of nice. Right out the gate, I like the V-Sash follow up right there. You can V-Sash up till very bread and butter combo starter, but it works. And okay, good parry on the speed right there. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think it is, kind of. He got an accidental shorten on the dash attack. That's definitely an awkward space in a dash attack at though. It wasn't really that much of a zone to break, so I feel like just jabbing probably would have done the trick. And it would have done the trick a lot faster with higher reward. Okay, and you're getting really greedy with these jab jet specials. Even if people are falling for it, I feel like that's an option that you really generally don't want to go for. In neutral, unless you, like, obviously if you get the hit, then it's fine, but... And your DI in. Definitely watch out for your DI here. Obviously I think everyone's bracket can work a move in DI. There's only so many times I can say it before it becomes too repetitive. But yeah, right there, you DI'd very hard in. And let me get a ton of damage. Against Setter, you do need to be a bit more willing to DI out, because I feel like it's kind of awkward for Setter to follow up on DI out. Kind of. Not as awkward as some characters for sure, but... yeah. Okay, nice, fair jab. He's saying this stuff. And okay, most people at this point haven't been attacking. Now hopefully going forward, when you get those drag down nairs... How is the whiff punish? I personally feel like down tilt would have gotten you more reward in that situation. I really like down tilt, and I actually don't think we're seeing the best use of it here. Not bad use, but not the best. I'll try to pay more attention to that, because I think still down tilt's a really good move, and if you know how to use it well, that'll do you a ton of favors. Okay, I feel like a wave dash and then the jab right there could have been nice. Oh no. Mia hanging on by a thread. Okay, like that's sneaking back on stage with the down special. Let me think here, because Mia, you said you're at this matchup, so I should probably pay attention to your side of it too. Okay, I'd be a bit careful of using... So here's the thing, right? 'Cause I'm sure you know about Syl's blind spot at this point. So you do need to use platforms, but I will be a little bit careful about exactly how you're using them, because Syl also juggles really well. So if you're putting yourself on a high flat like that, it's not too hard because Syl just challenge with like up air and make it kind of hard for you to get back down to him. I know that's what I would do in that situation, is like jump at you to try to bait a parry and use up air to swat away any like potential approaches. Okay. And yeah, like right now, this is kind of just where the quality of your punish game is going to shine through. In my personal opinion, something that I usually tell people is that when you're fighting a heavy, having a good punish game is so much more important, because usually heavies in this game have, with the exception of Shovel Knight, I guess sort of Krag, but actually no, Krag is in this camp too. You tend to very easily get a lot of damage, either through short combos with moves that do a lot of damage, or just moves that string together easily, like in the case of Silver Edaless. So you generally need to work a bit harder to match their damage, I feel like. Oh my god, Hen. No. You could have probably caught with Mesh Song right there, but the multi-hit would have given me a lot of chances to attack. Wow, that was a lot of strong. Okay. But yeah, as far as like specific Shadowburn combo tips, there aren't too many crazy ones that I know. Like, I actually don't think I see you using F-Tilt Fireball a lot, which is a pretty reliable follow-up to like keep them burned. But yeah, I kind of just mash when it comes to a Shadowburn, to be honest, so it's hard for me to give you specific advice, sadly. But the Shadowburns, yeah, they'll get something right now. But yeah, definitely something to work on, because again, we do have a decent number of heavy mains. Sylve and Krag are both pretty common. Jay, what version are you playing on? The answer is still probably yes either way, but just to be sure, what are you playing on PC or Switch? And you're running into the jabs right now. PC. Yeah, so like, there have been some issues with the new netcode, to say the least. So if you're having more input lag, that's kind of accurate. It very well could just be the game. I mean, as long as you're like wired and you have a mediocre PC, that's an unfortunate SD. As long as you're wired and have an okay PC, then you're fine. This game can run on a toaster. So like, I've even heard of the game running fine on school laptops, so... yeah. And okay, that was a really bizarre howl. Mia wasn't... I don't know if you were trying to hard read a plat job there, but yeah, that felt like you were howling just for the sake of howling, which isn't particularly great to do. Okay, that was an okay use of it. Good parry. Oh, but the punish. I'm guessing you're just not really practiced on Shine Up Strong, but that definitely would have been Shine Up Strong time. That could have won you the game, and... even though you... oh no, you went into it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point, Jay, I think it is just kind of the game. I would definitely recommend trying out Discord matchmaking and trying to find people closer to you. Wait, actually, never mind. Is that fair to say? Fuck. You take it a game right there. Good stuff. Not losing that lead. I don't know. New netcode is actually not great for close connections either. How would you work around that? I don't know. If you're having issues in like casual, it could also be that you're just running into people who aren't wired. It probably is just netcode being netcode, but it might be worth trying some Discord matchmaking if you haven't already, and if you have, I'm very sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. Netcode is hard to do, and it's getting updated frequently, but a lot of these updates haven't actually pushed it in a much better direction. Which is even why they had to keep the old netcode active. Jeez, yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright. And taking us back to this time in Neofire Capital. I actually do think this is a really odd pick on Mia's part to take Sylve to one of Sylve's best stages. It's also one of Zetter's worst. I should have commented on that earlier, but whatever. And once again, Mia, very nice job with these Hal parries. That's a really awkward parry to do, and you seem to be very consistent at it. And this definitely means that you need to start getting smarter with your house, and like I said earlier, use them for tech chases and covering landings. Because those are two situations where the opponent can't really, parry. Yeah, Matt Sam. Regardless of who I'm playing. And yeah, Gucci, I don't know if you played last night, but there was a bit of a seating issue. So there were a couple upsets, a couple big upsets in pools last night. Because we had like 3 really good players come in with 0 info on them. That were way better than we could have anticipated. It was unfortunate. Hina's coming down the shine right there. Okay, yeah. I really like that from Hen, remembering from earlier that Mia knows how to attack the Nair. Was that a... I'm assuming that was a misinput right there, and that you meant to, just do, Shine Up Strong. We accidentally fireball because you're still running. That was kind of nice right there, actually. You kind of, like, baited the out from Hen. I think you can definitely try to do that versus So because of the distroids. I'm sure you know this, but like forcing whip punishes and attacking from above are both pretty good options versus the character. But I think the number one thing is just making sure that when you get in, you stay in. Because if you can minimize the amount of time you have to play neutral versus Sylve, the matchup will become a lot more reasonable. he had a chance to parry right there and they took it. Oh no. I'm sorry, Mia, that hurts. Big refs. Okay, we have 10 strungs. Yeah, so I guess, honestly then, if you haven't already, definitely just spend some time grinding that out, making it work before your next bracket. Because you do have a lot of the right ideas right now, which is good to see. You just gotta start putting those ideas into practice better. I don't think you're playing too bad, it's just like I said, right? You gotta have a good punish game to keep up with a character like Soph, who tends to, like, blender you pretty hard. And also to compensate for Soph's higher weight, so, like, you know, kill percent's gonna be higher and all. Alright, 1 second while I set up our next set, which is gonna be 9 Name of Jeff versus Dominator. Yeah, that's where we're starting. So, Jeff's going back to the forest for the time being. Stomo's gonna be Shovel Knight as always. And winner semis. Loser semis. Nope, I'm stupid. Woo. Let's go. So, Forest Branch Shovel Knight. This is a matchup where Ghost Gloves can really quickly turn the tide of battle. I honestly feel like most relics, at least in theory, work well versus Forest. The way I personally see this matchup is that it's one of those many matchups for Shovel Knight where it's kind of awkward before you buy anything, but once you get literally like any tool except for, I guess, maybe Dynamo Mail, it becomes a lot more manageable and pretty quickly shifts in the Shovel Knight's favor. I really like that right there. Up tilt there is something I've been doing recently. To like anti-air them and then try to ground them and like force attack chase or something. So it's continuing to go for that option as well. I'm personally a fan. Okay. One thing I would caution is trying to avoid landing on stage with Anchor when you don't have to. Like right there, you could have just like up-aired, or maybe you just double jump side bead and gotten back on stage or like onto the platform or something pretty safely. The Anchor just leaves you open to getting punished. I'd also say versus Forest, most Forests aren't going to know how to punish fishing. So this is a matchup where I would highly recommend taking advantage of it. That way you can actually start swinging your momentum in your favor earlier. I personally like Gear in this matchup. Most people like Gloves, but I mean Gloves are definitely strong in their own right, but I think Gear does just as good a job at like clearing smoke and forcing Forest to be more careful about his platform movement. Oh, misinput. Rip. Okay. Yeah, because Domino's down to his last stock, and we're still seeing... I still feel like he's relatively short on what he has. I guess, I don't know, it just kind of proves that you can get away without fishing, but I'm personally a big fan of it. Because I think the importance of your shop items is kind of hard to understate. Okay, he's inside, but you probably could have back air there, which would have been a little bit safer, but it's starting to be still a good option. You were seeing really good use of side B earlier, but I feel like we're not seeing as much of it right now. Okay, nice. Going right into it. Alright, see you later, Daniel. I get it. Ooh, back air is gonna be sending Dalmo to the void. Okay. Forest Bird, winning games. Let's go, 9 Name of Jeff. We're going to this stage for game 2. So Triplats versus Spores. I don't normally go to tripods versus 4s. It's not an awful pick. And I still don't really know a lot about 4 stages. The one thing I actually will say is that game 1 you let 4s go to its best stage. I almost forgot to mention that. Apparently, yeah, Gates is his best stage. That should be in permaban pretty much no matter who you're playing. It's Sweden, not Ukraine. You absolute heathen. Can't believe you, Matt. Okay. Good attack. And Paperman, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, we're seeing some... I think that was probably a misinput on the dare. Oh, I have to hydrate now? Okay. Bet. Ah, oh, you should have waited. Posture check? Oh my god, stop. I don't know how to set. I'm sorry. I'm trying. And okay, Jeff getting a little greedy with the movement right there. And the momentum mail. Honestly, in this matchup, because it seems like you're willing to do armor or relic first, like either way. Which is fine. That's probably for the best, actually. I'm calling him Jeff. At least for this stream, I'm calling him Jeff. He deserves it. Anyway, yeah. If I'm being honest here, I feel like this is a matchup where relic first is probably pretty important. Like, momentum mail is great, don't get me wrong. It's gonna help even out the matchup a ton. But the main tools that you really want to be abusing are the godlike smoke clearers of Ghost Gloves and Mobile Gear. So the earlier you can get those, the better off you'll be. Now, using gloves at this level is actually kind of harder than people give it credit for, so the fact that you're not buying them that much, I can't entirely blame you for. Though, if you're willing to use all 3 relics, I would definitely recommend spending some time at least learning the basic short hop glove timing, so you can abuse that in bracket, because it's really obnoxious to deal with once you do it efficiently. Like, even if you do it poorly, a lot of people are still going to have trouble dealing with it at first. Even though, like, using it with their most effective is really difficult, it's not too hard to get something out of them. Okay, if you have them, so if you get a down tilt momentum mail, you want to turn that into a tech chase so you get, like, more down tilts, or when you start a combo with them like Nair, you can generally string together a bunch of wave dash details when you have momentum mail. Even right there, like, I probably would have gone for another detail. Or just down strong and try to get the kill, but either or. Still managed to make it work, but I do think the jab parry finish was very lackluster. Okay. Jeff staying on the forest sprint for right now. He might see the Arcane. This doesn't go too well, but I'm not sure yet. Challenge with Nair, huh? I don't know, I feel like I actually don't know how fast Forest Nair is, so I probably shouldn't comment on it. Oh yeah, so Damo, you should be hit following those Nairs. I don't know if that was just like a one-off misinput. But yeah, doing like hit fall Nair strings, you can usually get 2 or 3 pretty reliably at low percents, even on like DI out. And that's one of your best BMBs to Shovel Knight. I also mentioned earlier, and I'll say it one more time, but if you go back and watch this, we say it too. F-strong side B is a thing. If you know how to chase them down, definitely start learning how to use side B off stage, because that's an extremely strong tool for Shovel Knight. It makes his edge guarding so much stronger. I only recently started doing it, and I really regret not learning it earlier, because it's so fun. And it gets you kills really early. Okay. Honestly at this point, I'd be really cautious about letting that smoke up top just stay untouched. But, nice donk. Oh, okay. You did go to clear it, but it sprayed anyway. I guess at this point, now probably wouldn't be a good time to buy something. He had momentum mail, that's fair. I do think on this stage, gloves would be really nice to have, but armor will still do a lot of favors. Like, the main reason I personally like to buy armor early is because of the weight buff. That way I usually get, like, 1 or 2 more stocks to be more tanky. But that will vary from person to person. Okay, dash attack, and yeah, Jeff missed an attack right there. As I mentioned before, using DI out and Tech out versus Shovel Knight is a really great way to just really neuter his combo game and make it almost impossible for him to get his best follow-ups in a ton of situations. Surprisingly, even though Jeff is one game away from losing, he is sticking on the force burn this time. I'm gonna try to get this matchup experience, I guess. And it's working out pretty well for him, getting some good damage right here. Okay, like, soft clone's alright. The top you get away from him. And yeah, right now, got punished for it. I kinda like getting smoke up, but I feel like that wasn't the best time to do it, because Dumbo was already pretty close to you. I like this idea to challenge right there. With 4 is lacking a proper hit stun projectile, I think FK will beat it, and that's about it. Maybe F-tilt as well, but yeah. 4 doesn't have too many moves that will beat out Dagger. That's not an awful option for trying to outrange him. The main problem comes when 4 tries to platform and smoke camp you, which Jeff isn't really doing right now. That's another thing, right? We talked about using platforms before, but another important use of them is using them to... Like, one major thing is that you can force them to come to the platform. And especially now that Jeff is in the lead, and still has a stock lead, in fact. No longer has a stock lead, but still has the lead. By going to a plat and just staying there, you can force the opponent to come to you, and have to play on your own terms. Of course, because Dim was behind, he's the one that has to really approach. So, that's something he could definitely be abusing if he wanted to. So taking a stock right now, managing to get back to a stock lead, so that's good. Okay, that Ashdong was a bit whack. I feel like in those situations, honestly, just going in with Wave Dash Jab would be the best option, and then trying to figure out a way to edgeguard off of it. One thing that I don't see a lot from Shovel Knights at this level is the attempts to edgeguard. Something I recommend for Damo when you go to play friendlies next time. So the best Shovel Knight advice I've ever gotten is to just experiment off stage in friendlies and like do stupid stuff. If you SD, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world for friendlies. But the important thing is to kind of learn the feel for how Shovel Knight does things off stage, because you're getting okay stuff on stage, but not much off stage. So where Shovel Knight's at his strongest, and also where he's stronger than basically everyone in the cast. So spending some time trying to focus on that would do you a lot of favors. Because that's really how you cheese people with this character, is you take them off stage and hit them with horn, you hit them with down air, hit them with fair one, stuff like that. Will take you really far. Alright, so Julesville game 5. Cautious pick, not a terrible one. I feel like Jeff's doing a good job getting damage up right now. No combo off of the down air. I feel like he probably could have followed up with some more dares and tried to keep that string going. Definitely what I would have tried going for in that situation. Alright, that was a good trade. Yeah, I think I would save the gems. I think what you're doing right now is fine. Honestly, what I would have done right there, this is gonna sound really stupid, but I feel like it would have worked. Especially if you taken like a little bit more knockback from the first air, you just try to like slip off stage and use it as an opportunity to fish. Because like I said earlier, Force Burn doesn't have very many options for punishing fishing. It's probably harder for him than it is for most of the cast. Take advantage of that. Go get some gems. I have the most viewers in Rivals right now. I think that's what it feels like streaming at 4 in the afternoon. Yeah. Let's go, Amateur Bracket. #1 rival stream. Kinda sick. And not much of a follow-up right there. So now just starting to jump out of F tilt 1. So you probably going to want to use aerials and trying to meet him in the air if you learn his F tilts. No, up air, or F tilt rather. Side B, don't anchor. Anchor is super slow. Easy for punishes. So if you can side B. Because like side B is also reactable, but less so reactable than up B. Actually, if you don't charge it, it probably isn't reactable. Unless you're like seriously anticipating it. But yeah, either way. I'm then taking game 5 right there. I'm gonna be progressing on to losers finals. Start putting in that info. Is this like the first set we've had that didn't have fours? No, there was Jeff versus Caldero was also no fours. Okay, I respect it. Or no, setter rather. Okay, gonna go into Valentine's just cause. So, this is the first time, I don't think this is the first time I've seen this matchup, is it? Oh, it actually is. So this is a rematch from a set, from Winners Round 1, which we did not watch except for Hen and Daniel's set. Wait, there's no way we didn't watch this, right? I am like in a 7th dimension right now, I swear. I don't know why I remember talking about this matchup. Oh, Info. We saw Info play versus Dominator. Yeah. Out of game 5. It was a good set. I'm sad you missed it. Okay, I'm getting a little greedy right there. So again, when I said earlier, down air against up B if you can. It's a fairly good way to work with it. I knew he had seen Dominator fight another setter, because I remember saying that like you can fireball through side B. Ooh. Okay, a little greedy right there, but Mia's still SDing. I think she might have expected to get hit right there, and was like maybe preparing to try attacking, but yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Bad D on the Neshstrong. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of a whack situation, I guess. I do think for Domino, you could probably be getting a bit more damage if you were more willing to, in like not necessarily a neutral, but when you're like almost have advantage, like you get one hit and you're trying to keep it going. Fair 1 especially is really good for that. Depending on where they get caught and like if they know how to deal with it, you can just keep pressing fair 1 and send them off stage and then edge guard from there. It's an incredibly strong option. Backer is also a decent way to keep going at them. Working on the Aurora Bear and Turnaround Bear is extremely important for this character. Yeah, I've done that in bracket twice. It's really funny. You just start fair 1ing and they don't know what to do about it. People who do, and then people who do, like, you can still get a ton off a fair 1, even if they know how to deal. Also, I like the use of gear on the stage, by the way. This is a really nice gear stage. One thing I will say is that I guess these might be misinputs, but you're doing a lot of like having gear go in the opposite direction, then it doesn't do anything. So if they misinput, that's one thing, but yeah. Your bindings are affecting input lag? Alright, listen, Mia, shut up. Okay, come on. It's the perfect song. It's like isn't that not like a high school drama opening song? Come on. Come on. It's perfect. There isn't a funnier combination of songs in my music pack. Endless Possibilities from Sonic Adventure on Aether High. It's so good, dude. That's so stupid. If that's actually... Okay, I feel like there has to be correlation equals causation. There's no way that's true. I'm sorry, I refuse to believe the netcode is that borked. That different input bindings. would affect your delay. I'm so proud of it, Mia. Shut up. Oh, I respect it. I would have gone for a dare too. The realistically a better option would have been like up air. Okay, you're almost getting it. Realistically, this is a good center stage. 1 second. Man. I'm sorry, I'm very tired today. Okay, good catch on to catch him. I didn't really get to chase him fast enough though, so he just gets back on stage for free. Like, honestly, if you realized that he was gonna land like that, you probably could have just tossed a fireball on the platform and tried to at least get fire on him. If you can keep your opponent burned, that's at least better than nothing. Okay, yeah, good, not running into it. A little wigged out there, but you didn't die. Yeah, so against SK up air, you can just try to abuse SDI. And if they don't like hard read your SDI exactly right, there's a pretty decent chance you're gonna get out of it. So try to recognize those situations as best you can and just like SDI away from him. But it's a very clunky move at times. Knowing he's gonna go for up tilt. That's definitely a trap that I think even I fall into sometimes, is really wanting the up tilt. Damn, yeah, that sucks. Unfortunate. Probably gonna try to just go right after him, really. New bear. Going for it again. I think bear would have been better in that situation. If they DI like hard behind you after up air, I'll generally try to go for a bear. It's another move with vertical knockback, and it's kind of nice. Like, it's certain angles, DIing it's really awkward. They probably would have still gotten the kill right there, to be honest. She could have lived, maybe, possibly, if she DI'd hard out, but it would have been awkward. Actually, not hard out, no. Oh, it was an invis input? Alright, that's fair enough then. That's always a fun combo though, bear up air bear. And the thing I'll mention again is that I feel like your hitfalls on Nair are not really as present as they should be. So definitely spend some time working on hitfall Nair. That's probably the most important thing, is like hitfall Nair and RAR side B. Is both of those things are super duper important for this character. And they'll do you a lot of favors if you're not going to take advantage of them. Also, F-Strong side B. There's a lot more I can point out for Shovel Knight than some other characters, because I play this character. He's my most played, so I have a lot of random Shovel Knight knowledge I can give. Let's see here. Okay. I will say again, Dare for your parry punish for Zetter is like your safest bet. It probably isn't terrible. Yeah, like I definitely should have been a parry right there on the up B. And again, even if you're not sure about parrying it, you could probably just try to like come at him from above as he's landing. But you definitely don't want to get hit by it. Okay, Nair up strong. Very nice. Making these work on the fly. And what was that dash attack? Was it a misinput? I'm not sure. I feel like if I was in the situation, I probably would have like tried to up air Nom and just like pressure on the platform from there. I do think your use of up air isn't the best. That might just be because I'm a very juggle-oriented player, so I really like Zetter up air for just like laddering people. and I'm trying to kill early with Sweet Spot up air. That's one move that I don't think you're taking good enough advantage of here. I'm seeing like a lot of nair and fair, but not very much up air. Okay, nice fireball. Alright, yeah, I actually do use a bit of fireball to recover, so that's good. Very nice mix-up. A lot of people are gonna have trouble dealing with in TK. And, alright, I honestly thought you were just gonna straight up go for a bear up air right there, or bear up strong rather, but that works. Oh yeah, Dom, remember, shot macros, super important, that's another thing. Shot macro is good, use them. Okay, good tax. Me going in a little bit right now. One hit will kill, but Steam isn't that much. It kind of goes for both sides, honestly. Especially now Thumb's on fire. It's kind of two sides of kill percent here. See if Mia can. Oh no. That could be a dead center burn. And yeah, no attack. I don't know. In theory, that was possible to survive, but I don't know. I feel like there are some times where it should Galaxy, but it doesn't. And alright, Dominator making the loser's run of his life last night, making it all the way from loser's round 1 to grand finals. So good stuff to you. Definitely good stuff to Mia for showing up with the set, putting in some work. Now, at long last, we have in grand finals, Hen Arten versus Dominator. So let me get out the Sylve. And yeah, as I've said before at other times I've commentated this, this is in fact my two mains, so I may have a lot of things I can say about this matchup. Things I've probably said a lot before, but yeah. Make sure, yeah, there we go. Okay, some general things to note here. As Sylve, of course like with Setter's Fireballs, Sylve F-tilt can just completely shut down SK side B if SK ever decides to go for it. As SK, you really do need to abuse top items here because you're gonna get outspaced pretty hard by a lot of what Sylve has. And I also feel like SK doesn't abuse the 45 degree as much as most other characters can. So like Ghost Gloves or just really whatever relic you buy. I don't know why it's so none of it, whatever. Also, Matt, I'm glad you like the song. It's kind of a banger, not gonna lie. Yeah. So, trying to use your relics is really important. A lot of souls struggle a ton forcing yourself to like it to be a happier person. What? What do you mean by that? Oh yeah, I actually kinda like that Hal. One interesting use Hal has in this matchup is that you can almost use it as like a really scuffed projectile to beat out side B as SK is charging it. And you don't have to apologize. Yeah, I'm glad Domino gets it. This song really is. It's so corny, but I love it so much. Weird nair right there. But there isn't that much Sylve can do with an angle. It's super awkward for the character. Ooh! Ah, if you had like full hop up there right there, that would have been so sick. I'm not gonna lie. You were so close. Okay. Love had enough time to get away there. And dash stack. Not a bad option actually. And dash stack in, there we go. Very nice. This part of the song is so edgy. If you thought the song before was edgy, my god, this part is so whack. Anyway, back to the game. Oh no, Hen is dead. Crab brave time. Don't judge. Damn. Okay, not about to. I don't know. Gear definitely wasn't the way to go right there. I feel like that would have been a really nice spot to either nair again to get them off stage, or fair and then just like really push your advantage. Right, because I haven't seen you use much fair one. It's a really weird move to use because there aren't very many moves in this game like it. But it's also one of the best moves in this game. It's kind of godlike. So the earlier I start taking advantage of it, the better. I know I'm throwing like a lot of advice at you, and I'm kind of sorry if it's like a bit much. But again, I made this character. I have a lot I can say about Shovel Knight. And I have a lot of terrible, awful, no good things I can say about this Ditto, because I absolutely despise this matchup with every fiber of my being. Hen, you're absolutely evil for trying to Ditto Tom right here. Okay. I know for like myself personally, I'd probably just be like, wow, okay, information overload if I heard all the stuff I'm saying right now. But if you can take it, then I'll keep going. Yeah, like, that's the thing. When you're Hen... Come on, you could've just stared. And at least traded, because it's a multi-hit, so if you trade, you win, like, very easily. That's not hard trade to win. My brain. Okay, yeah. Edgeguarding Shovel Knight's kind of awkward, just because, again, he does everything he does in such an awkward, like, way that no one else does. The problem is that, like, if you're not getting your edge guards down, you're not really abusing everything the character has at his disposal. You can definitely try to watch some like Deku Knight VODs, probably some Mentos VODs, get some inspiration, and see like what other good Shovel Knights do when they have the chance to go off stage, but yeah. This character has a... Alright, Minty Knight too, it's also another person look at. Because yeah, there's a ton of things you can do, side B, nair, fair, air, among others. Ditto exposes... Exactly! The Ditto is literally just, like, a metaphor for the flaws of capitalism. And I'm so angry that you're exposing this. Oh my god. Yeah. Honestly, to be fair, that alone could make me like the Ditto. But, god, playing it is just so utterly atrocious. Matt, please go post that in CK. I will star it. Oh my god, that's absolutely glorious. That deserves to be on the fridge. I'd feel bad stealing it though. Hen, you should have DI'd hard, unless that was DI hard up. But yeah, you could have DI'd hard him and like tacked off the rock. When you have Treasure Rock out, or with Crag also, and Rano, with all three of those characters, you can manipulate your DI to go into Rock or Bubble to save yourself. It's a really important thing to keep in mind. You might already know this, but yeah, definitely worth mentioning, because you most likely could have lived there. Oops. So going into game 3, who picked this? Hen picked this? I think this is a good stage pick. Not an amazing stage pick, but it's a pretty solid one. Without knowing what dominated band. SK can only really be good, like a character on the stage if he buys gear. Seat up strong. That's a nice confirm. Good job. But yeah. This isn't exactly a phenomenal Sylph stage, but it's a really nice anti-SK stage. Even though Dominator, like, he has been buying gear, but gear isn't at its best versus Sylph anyway, so... Again, I'm getting a little aggressive right there. As far as punishing Burrow goes, like, because Hen really likes to chomp, at least during these stats, you could definitely take advantage of that by just not standing where grass is and then waiting for the chomp. And if it's a normal, if they re-emerge normally, then you still kind of can punish and try to, like, pressure them. But it's not particularly easy, in all fairness. And once again, Hen went for the Upstrong, and Dominator was in that space. That's definitely something you'll need to look out for. With Sylphs that really like their Upstrong, Beast Boost, very cool. Even though it did like nothing, it was cool. But yeah, with Sylph like Hen that will really like to go for the Upstrongs, you kind of just have to be on the lookout for it at all times. When you're at that angle where the tip of the lock is, get away from there. I think you had air dodge to burn, so that would have been your best out. Landing up air. Landing up air 2 is sick. Okay, Hen getting really greedy right there. You definitely could have parried in that situation to get a punish. Okay, dash attack. Dash attack doesn't really net you that much. Something like dash attack isn't that great of a move, to be honest. Like, if you have to use it to follow up, then fair enough. Sometimes you will. That didn't feel like the best time for it, though. Okay, nice wait right there. That was a good read. They got kind of anxious in the corner. You went ahead and down strong them, and they died for it. Alright. Nice. For as much as I like up tilt as a combo extender, I will caution that sometimes if you're too slow, it gives them a chance to parry. And because up tilt's super laggy, it's not hard for them to actually get a punish off it. Though I do think it's a fairly good way to catch like roll behind, so just use it with some caution, but definitely don't like ignore it. And now Dominator is up 2-1 right now. I'm gonna be staying on the Soph. Very nice, yeah. First 3 stocks are pretty fun. So Hen with a new skin. Kind of an old skin, but you know. Alright. One thing I am noticing is once again, Hen not really having a flower on stage. Which kind of means that when you howl, everything goes away and you don't really have much to work back from. So you do have it on now, which is good. But yeah, I try to get flowers up fairly early on. Hen makes some really good skins. I kind of doubt it, but this is just kind of Hen's old skin, but yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, they just use the skin because it's a reference to the green Robin ult they used in Smash. Oh no. I hate Sylvanas. This character is actual garbage. That. So, Hen, I think down tilt would have been better there. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, I think down tilt would have been better. Because you get a little bit more off of down tilt. And you might not have gotten the hurt box extension. Oh my god, I'm sorry for laughing. This character kills me. Okay. Yeah, that's probably about what I would have done. Okay. Good DI from Dominator, avoiding the up tilt right there. He's still living, good DI. And right into it. Hen, that's actually a good point. I feel like you are burrowing into the stage a lot. You're going far for most of your recoveries. I would also try to get, even at like the height you were just at, like it's definitely possible to get high and properly recover on stage. If you spend some time working on that, that'll help you out a lot because your recoveries are pretty linear right now. And when I said earlier too about up B and then cancel before you burrow if you're going into the stage, that's really helpful. Right? Oh no. That could have been bad. Oh god. Landing on gear in that spot is always absolutely terrifying. Once again, Nominator not DIing out. Dom was doing a good job of it at first, like for a little bit there. He was DIing out, but in that particular spot, not so much of a good job. Kind of finding the up strong. And we have an even game 5 right here. As far as the stage pick for Shovel Knight, I guess it's not awful. I don't know, I don't really like gates that much for SK. As far as for like where I would have gone, I'm not so sure. But it would not have been here. I will say that as Shovel Knight, I usually ban smaller stages. Or I mean as Sylve versus Shovel Knight, I ban smaller stages. So I feel like you should be pretty comfortable on... Fuck. So in that situation, you can drift in the stage and wall jump, and like wall jump up air, and you should have still had your double jump, so you could have saved yourself right there actually. I think. Probably. The drift, like seeing the drift in would have been really nice at the very least. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I probably would have tried to go to like, maybe tower? Or possibly chapel as well. But yeah, generally Sylve is a bit more comfortable on smaller stages, so I think that would have been the way to go. And yeah, dang, Dominator went high and just kept going for it. Alright, and Arten will be our winner for tonight's amateur bracket. Good job, Hen. That was pretty sick. That was a good grants. Good stuff from both sides. Hitboxes. Hitboxes. Sylve sure does have them. I don't know what to tell you. That was not the button. Oops. Yep. I guess so, yeah. That was a close ending. But hey, Hen's taking it. You are enabled. That's a good point. Honestly, Hen, if you're like feeling bad about this, which I can tell that you are, a personal recommendation would be to like go a few games where you're very actively going for where like side B or side B echelon or side B stuff like that, and really trying to learn other kill confirms that aren't involving echelon, excuse me, or echelon, I mean, blah. I'd also say to learn some bear kill confirms, because you almost never get bear kills, and bear kills are really hype and also really strong. So if you pick up on some of those, something like Seed Bear, Down Tilt Bear is a personal favorite of mine. It's really easy. If they DI hard in at like 150, you can just like short hop or full hop bear them and they die. So I think pick up on some confirms like that, and it'll probably help you out a ton. And also How confirm. So like How the strong on plat. Your use of How felt really sloppy in Force Day. So that's something I think you should really spend the next week ironing out, is using How in better positions. Yeah, I think I said almost everything that I can say about these games. So good stuff to everyone who came out and competed. It was a blast watching tonight. And yeah, see you all do phenomenal going forward next week. So, goodbye everyone. I am gonna go make a burger because I am hungry and tired. I might see you back for Cyber Circle stream if we have people show up. Some of you guys can play in Cyber Circle. You should do that. Please. If you have time. Please. I would appreciate it. I played my practice bracket. I can go now. Goodbye and good games.